Aloha Big Island, January 18th update. Today, the purposes of this channel is to inform Big Island members of the Yang Gang what's going on in the world. We take everything Andrew Yang, condense it into clip notes, if you will. Today's update, we'd like you to go to yang2020.com. When you go to yang2020.com, please sign up to volunteer, check mobilize for events near you, and read policies. You could also buy swag on the website, and if you've already extended the amount of money you can donate and you've already bought enough swag, you could go to Yang Swag Angel and donate money so people who are less fortunate could also represent Yang. Anywho, you could also start your day by going to the Yang Daily 10. On the Yang Daily 10, it's 10 minutes a day that helps you get informed with the policies of Andrew Yang and helps the campaign. It only takes 10 minutes. Some things are a little different each day. Sometimes it's phone banking videos, learning how and or phone banking for 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes, as well as text banking, which is extremely important before Iowa primaries in February 3rd. And then also there's many things that can be done like trash pickups, volunteering time. You could take 5, 10 minutes, call somebody you haven't talked to in a long time and yang them. A lot of the things that the campaign's trying to do is to bring awareness. The other day, Evelyn went on television and talked about a sexual assault experience. So yesterday's Yang Daily 10 was to donate $1 to the women's Women of Sexual Abuse Donation Fund. So stuff like that. Also moving on, we're going to policies. Go to the website, yang2020.com if you have any questions about policies. Read those. If you have questions, you can give us a buzz here at yanggangbigisland@gmail. Ask those questions. We'll get back to you with an answer. Let's see here. Donate to the campaign. And if you have a little extra cash, this channel could use a couple bucks. All the money goes towards flyers and shirts and swag to give out at events to people. So yeah, go there, donate. We're on Patreon. It's in the description below. Alrighty, meeting on the Big Island, January 26th. If you're on the Big Island near the Hilo area on Sunday, 3 to 5, we're going to be having a meeting. We're trying to get it at a coffee shop, but if it is not at that coffee shop, it will always be at the Hilo Pavilion. So, tune into this channel, and that location is TBD, to be determined. Remember to subscribe, share, and email us at yanggangbigisland@gmail if you have any questions. Alrighty, Yang Daily 10, go there, check it out. Do it for today. If it's your first time, sign up. They'll send you a little reminder every day. So whenever you have time during the day to do it. And there are 367 days till Yang's inauguration. So awesome. Today, the first one, do you want to become a precinct captain in Iowa? If you don't have to live there, you just have to be involved and do the deed. Meaning there's a little bit of responsibility that needs to be taken. And once that position is filled, it's going to be much easier for the campaign to do what they need to do. And always looking for volunteers. Also, if you wanted to volunteer, you could go to yang2020.com and get involved. Sorry about that. My internet is just not working right now, and I am relying on that to go through here. All right, so join us this Sunday in Hilo. We're going to be supporting the Women's March. So we're having a Yang Hang at 10:30 to get together and discuss the code of conduct, what to be, how to be, give out posters, give out flyers, and make things accessible. Also, if you haven't already signed up or you have anybody that's Yang curious and you want to bring them along to the event, that's at 10:30. We're going to meet, and then the actual event for the Hilo's Women March for 2020 is at 11. They're going to be doing sign making at 11, and then there's going to be a couple guest speakers, and then the march till 2. Please join us. Please support women. Alrighty. Twitter, moving on. Andrew thanks Bill Maher for having him on. Bill Maher, they had a really interesting show. I've never seen it before. It was more like a panel. 3 or 4 guests sat down and they all had different views, but Bill Maher kind of led the conversation and he joked around with Andrew. Andrew joked back, answered some serious questions, answered some pretty... Watch the video, it's in the description below, you'll enjoy it. All right, they also took a college student poll and it was interesting to see the numbers. I'm gonna put a graph in here about right now. It's gonna show the different levels at which the interaction of all the different candidates that you're seeing right now. Watch Andrew Yang. All right, they announced the 17-day bus tour in Iowa. That's where primarily the chunk of the donations that we've been given are going to the campaign. They're wondering where to put that. Now here's what's up for Big Island. I can just only assume through the grapevine that we might be able to close down the Iowa, the New Hampshire, the South Carolina after their primaries and put a little time and energy into Hawaii here. So quite possibly there will be something opening up here, like an office, so we could just have a little bit more structure, get a little bit more awareness. Also in the news, big top story, 3 random women moved to Iowa to start a sorority house to promote Yang. I think that's amazing. In the description, check out their story. It's a little article. All right, moving on to Reddit. Phil Lockwood endorses Yang. Awesome, bro. All right, and also another YouTube sensation. Has over 500,000 subscribers. I hadn't watched anything, so I watched a couple of his videos. Well spoken, very articulate, interesting comments, interesting section, and also interesting section of comments in his other videos as well. Like the YouTube channel, like the viewers. So check out Darius Benson in the description below. He's pro Yang. He talks about the benefit of being in a pro Yang reality. Once you realize the concepts, policies work together, and it helps all of us, every single one of us. Check out the video. All right, moving on to the videos. The Zach and Matt show. Andrew was on Bill Maher. It was an interesting show, as I said. At 9:44, they talked about how Trump honestly might not leave office and what that would look like. And I wouldn't put anything past anybody now in this world, in this administration. And as Andrew Yang says, I'm not going to devote a lot of time to that, but it's not left, it's right, it's forward. All right, moving on. Kai Watson. Kai, I haven't seen a couple of videos from him in a while. Kai breaks down some numbers and shares how the new ads and are working with the revenue and the new posts, then gaining disaffected voters and people who have never heard of Yang. The numbers speak for themselves. Iowa, New Hampshire, South Carolina are going to blow the rest of the world away and the nation and Americans away with the wave of YangGang and Andrew Yang and what's coming on. Wait for this. This is going to be awesome. Next, Patrick Kagi. She talked to, no, she did not talk. She had a video of Ken Wong, a comedian, interviewing Andrew Yang as the setup. He does a little bit of the stump speech, answers a bunch of questions. It's very comedic, very funny. I would suggest watching the whole thing. And at the end, they have another gentleman on who, another Mr. Yang, which is interesting. But he's asking people to donate, which is absolutely true. Nothing happens with any of this if we can't get Andrew to just make that wave crash down and make Iowa a force to be reckoned with the nation. Use the electoral college towards our advantage. Kill them with kindness. Yang month is still going on, y'all. Yang month. Yang month. On top of that, Humanity First, I believe, they're actually flying people out and putting them up room and board. So if you live on the mainland and you want to sign up to go to Yang Week or the rest of it, I do believe they're looking for people to come in and still do door-to-door knocking, canvassing. If nothing else, and you're at home, do text banking, phone banking. That's exactly how we help the campaign. If you're on the Big Island and you haven't volunteered yet, check out some of the links in the description below. All right, moving on. Grassroots. Zach gets razzed by Russell and his wife. Zach apparently was in a movie. Just watch the clip below. It's funny. Anywho, they made a challenge. If we win a state like Iowa, South Carolina, stuff like that, I think Zach is going to put the movie out himself so we could watch the B movie in all of its glory. And the Zach memes, big coat guy. If you haven't seen that, that's fun too. I think I'll try and find a picture of it for you. All right, moving on. Summation Kid. Summation Kid puts out some videos that I've been kind of disregarding and because they were older footage, but I'm realizing now that the segments that he's broken them down to, or I'm sorry, he or she, I assumed. The segment that they break it down to is very interesting. 2 to 5 minute little clips, and they talk about very specific situations. This one was talking about what the freedom dividend actually looks like and how it can affect a town of 50,000 people. Where I'm from on the Big Island, there's a little less than 600 people registered to vote here, which means a little less than $600,000 in a place which only has a store and a gas station, meaning a little bit more infrastructure, a little bit more entrepreneurship. I think that's amazing, and it talks about that in the video. Check it out. All right, moving on. I don't promote anything Bloomberg does. Bloomy, it's not on my radar, but the people that their channel does represent, sometimes they hit it on the head, and they were examining the women behind the Andrew Yang campaign. I didn't put a link in the description because I'm not going to repost it, but if you want to Google it, you can Google Meet the Women Behind Andrew Yang campaign. It was originally on NBC News, I believe, or CBS, and then Bloomy picked it up and did their own spin on it. Check it out if you want to. Do it there. All right, Big Island Hilo. This Sunday, support women and support humanity first values. Join us. YangGang is going to be there to represent humanity first. Do a little bit of talking about Yang and his policies and how they benefit everybody, especially women. And now in today's age, we're having parades to talk about equality issues. No bueno. So let's be honest, let's get out there. Everybody on the Big Island, come support the Women's March Sunday from 11 to 2 At 11, there's going to be some signage making, and information booths will be all around. At 12 to 12:30, there's going to be speakers, and then 12:30 on will be the march. Please join us there. And remember, wear your Yang gear and represent Code of Conduct, humanity first. Those descriptions are down below. As always, subscribe. Please share this. Even if you're not on the Big Island, it would be totally awesome if everybody would get involved, if it would just be for 5 to 10 minutes a day. Sign up for Slack, meet other YangGang, sign up for the hustle, and contact people in Iowa, South Carolina, North Carolina. When the program becomes available and you get the workflow and you get through it, that first 10, 15, 100 of those seem awkward, but the gratification of talking to somebody who has not heard of Andrew Yang, expressing his 3 major policy platforms, and then moving on into a conversation asking them what they would want in an administration, who are their top, second, third choices. Do we mind if we get them in touch with somebody who would want to maybe sit down for coffee? Part of the YangGang that would talk to them. And the idea is we're getting people out, we're getting them interested, and regardless, we need to get people registered to vote. You can go to vote411.org and sign up to vote. Make sure to sign up to vote as a Democrat, make sure that you're doing it, and make sure you check back to see that everything you signed up for is totally on point. I'm Wago from Big Island. Thank you so much. Mahalo and aloha, Big Island.